So if you're looking for a way to strengthen your lower body and you just want some variety and you want something that's just maybe different for you, let's talk about lunges. I want to show you the proper way to lunge and then give you a number of variations that you can use in your own workouts to change things up and maybe just keep you from getting bored in your own workout time. My name is Dawn. I'm with New Dawn Exercise Therapy, and I've been a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and an exercise therapist for a number of years. So I know there's a lot of different ways to work you with lunges. First, let's talk about how do you do it. Well, first thing, a regular lunge would just look like this, where you're stepping forward and you're taking a long stride and your back heel comes off the floor and you're keeping those shoulders right over your hips. Now that might be too hard for you to do because you just don't have the balance to do that right now. So what I do is I start clients out with what I call a static lunge. By a chair or a wall. We want to slide one foot back and we got a really long stride here. The front foot is always flat on the floor. The back heel is always up, so you're landing on the ball of the foot there. What we could do is just do a little dip down and up, so you're kind of getting that lunge position and form without actually having to work too much on your balance right now. So notice I'm staying upright. I'm not really leaning forward. I'm dropping that back knee towards the floor. And of course, if I do one side, I want to do the other side, okay? So that would be a great way to start getting into the lunge itself. Now, once you're used to those and you've got the balance down and you want to start to make it a little bit harder, start with a reverse lunge, okay? First of all, obviously make sure there's nothing behind you. And you would just step back and dip down onto the ball of that foot. So we still have the form basics, right? The front foot is flat on the floor. You're coming back onto the toes and the ball of the foot back there, and we're upright. Now notice I've got a nice long stride. My front knee is not going over my toes. Now you could stick with back lunges for a while or even stick them into your own workouts from time to time. If you want to make it harder, hold a set of dumbbells. They're going to not only make it harder, but they actually might kind of counterbalance you and help with your balance. And then we could progress to the forward lunge, which is what I showed you at the beginning. Stepping forward. And make sure when you're doing this, it's nice and smooth. Don't just throw your body forward, but kind of step into that and dip down. So notice it's kind of a drop down once I step out. I'm not going forward like this with my knees, okay? So I'm just dipping down and going smooth. Again, you could hold dumbbells. Now from there, you can vary those, okay? What we could do is take one foot and we could lunge backwards and we could go forward. So you could do a round of 12 on that. So each one, that'd be like a half. So this would be one, and then I'd go back for two, okay? And then I just switch sides. So that's a way to change it up. You could just kind of do all on one leg, all on the other, going forward and backwards. Another way to work your balance really well. You could lunge back and you could lift your knee up. And you could lunge back and lift your knee up. You could also lunge back and kick it out, okay? Now if you do that, just be careful that you don't lean backwards right here and that your tailbone stays anchored to the floor, because we want to have good posture. Make sure we teach our pelvis and our back how to be properly lined up. You could also lunge forward and do a knee up. This requires a little bit more balance. Stepping forward, kind of stick that landing there. Stepping forward, and then a knee up. So that does require quite a bit more balance, okay? So there's a way to change up that lunge. So the last variety I would give you are walking lunges. I'm not going to go too far here because I don't want to get out of camera range, but I would hold a set of dumbbells, and you could have your hallway or a longer room if you're outside, a lot of space in the gym, but we would step forward, come together, and then change feet. Step forward, come together, okay? So what we would do is walk down the length of your room or hallway. I would love to have a space where you could go down at least 10 to 12, and then come back for 10 to 12, take a little break, and then you do it again. So again, step forward together, switch together, so alternate those legs. So walking lunges is what I call those. So those should give you some variations for your own workouts and hopefully help you learn how do you properly lunge. Stick those into your regular workouts. They're gonna make a difference, I guarantee it, with your strength and your balance. And let me know if I can help you out with anything else. This is one in a series of exercise basics tutorials, so go ahead and keep an eye out for the rest of those exercises. Take care.